Prime Minister Marcelina commends airport staff and stakeholders for swift response. Minister Plenipotentiary 2025 marked a pivotal moment in shaping the future direction of the cabinet. Stanley Storkey, John sworn in as St. Vincent and the Grenadines' 8th Governor General. U.S. seizes Russian-flagged tanker in Atlantic as UK confirms it gave support to Operation. From the island, St. Martin. This is SXM Daily News for January 7th, 2026. Dr. Luc Marcelina, Prime Minister of St. Martin, has expressed his sincere appreciation to airport personnel and key stakeholders for their decisive and coordinated actions following the temporary disruption of flights over the weekend and the beginning of the week, stemming from heightened tensions between the United States and Venezuela. The disruption, which reached its peak at the start of Saturday, January 3rd, affected several inbound and outbound flights, resulting in passengers being stranded and residents facing unexpected delays in returning home. Thanks to the swift response and collaboration among stakeholders, flight operations were safely resumed and impacted passengers received critical assistance and support. I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the dedicated staff of Princess Juliana International Airport, air traffic controllers, the St. Martin Police Force, KPSM, airline partners, ground handlers, security personnel, emergency services, and all other relevant stakeholders who acted swiftly and professionally during this challenging situation. Prime Minister Marcelina stated, "Their collective efforts ensured that stranded passengers were cared for, that our residents were supported in their return home, and that normal flight operations could resume as quickly and safely as possible." The Prime Minister also highlighted the importance of preparedness and cooperation during periods of international uncertainty. This incident demonstrates the strength of our institutions and the effectiveness of inter-agency cooperation. Despite circumstances beyond our control, the response reflected professionalism, compassion, and a strong commitment to public safety and service, he added. Prime Minister Marcelina further reassured the public that the government of St. Martin remains in close communication with regional and international partners to monitor developments and mitigate any potential impact on travel, tourism, and national security. I commend everyone involved for placing people first. Your actions reinforced confidence in our aviation sector and demonstrated St. Martin's readiness to respond calmly and responsibly during unforeseen disruptions, the Prime Minister concluded. The government of St. Martin thanks the travelling public for their patience and understanding. It reiterates its commitment to ensuring safe, secure, and reliable air travel for residents and visitors alike. The Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labour, Richinel Brugge, wishes to provide the public with an update regarding St. Martin patients currently receiving medical care abroad in light of recent developments in the region, particularly the evolving situation in Venezuela. From the onset of emerging regional tensions, the Ministry of VSA and SZV Social and Health Insurances have been closely monitoring the situation and assessing any potential impact on patient mobility, medical access, and continuity of care. As a precautionary measure, and prior to the developments over the past weekend, SZV had already begun facilitating the return of patients who were medically cleared and able to travel back to St. Martin from Curaçao and Colombia, due to concerns about possible disruptions to air travel in the region. At this time, there are about 30 patients still receiving care in Curaçao and Colombia who require continued treatment before they are able to return home. SZV and the Ministry are actively coordinating medical oversight logistics, and travel arrangements to ensure that these patients continue to receive appropriate care and can return safely as soon as their medical condition allows. In the event of further escalation affecting Venezuela, Colombia, or Curaçao, the public is assured that contingency plans are already in place. SZV has identified alternative treatment destinations within the Caribbean, tailored to specific medical needs to guarantee uninterrupted access to care for referred patients. Minister Brugge emphasized that these preparations are not solely a response to the current regional situation. Even prior to recent developments, I instructed SCV to actively explore alternative care options within the Caribbean, the minister stated. This was done both to strengthen our resilience in situations such as this and from a cost containment perspective, while ensuring that the quality and safety of care remain paramount. The Ministry of VSA and SEV remain on top of this situation, working proactively, responsibly, and in close coordination with medical partners to protect the health and well-being of all patients receiving care abroad. The public will be kept informed should there be any changes that impact patient care or travel. Willemstad, the Central Bank of Curaçao and Sint Maarten, CBCS, will continue its efforts to recover losses suffered by insurer Enia, despite the death of former owner Hushang Ansari. The Common Court of Justice has temporarily suspended the ongoing liability proceedings against Ansari following notification of his death, but the case itself remains very much alive. Ansari, a former Iranian-born businessman and ex-owner of Enia, passed away recently. His legal counsel formally informed the court of his death, prompting the suspension of the proceedings until clarity is obtained on who will assume his legal position as successor or representative. Once that issue is resolved, the court case is expected to resume. The CBCS emphasized that the death of Ansari does not bring an end to the broader legal process surrounding the Enia affair. The liability proceedings extend beyond Ansari personally and include other defendants, among them legal entities connected to him. These parties remain fully subject to the ongoing claims. In a statement, the central bank reiterated its commitment to holding those responsible accountable for the financial damage inflicted on Enia, one of the largest insurance companies in the Dutch Caribbean. The CBCS remains committed to recovering the losses suffered by Enia from former directors and shareholders and will continue to take the necessary steps to protect these interests, including, where necessary, actions against legal successors, the bank said.
Good day, St. Martin. We are Officers Richards and Rogers from the St. Martin Police Force, and today we are thrilled to announce a brand new initiative. We are thrilled to announce the start of a KPSM Youth Wing initiative geared towards the guidance of the troubled youth in our community.
It's the intention through this initiative to try and curb the crime among the youngsters on this island and try to help them from falling into that.
In addition to that, we are kindly asking of you, the people of the community, that if you see a troubled youth in your community, if you see them with something that does not belong to them or that they should not have, please reach out to us and let us try to help the youth before it is too late.
In the coming weeks and months, there will be arrest makes where youngsters will be arrested. Hence this initiative and try to guide these youngsters from falling victims to this crime.
So before it has to reach that far, before we have to come and knock on your door, we are kindly asking the people of St. Martin to help us with this initiative before it is too late.
Help us help you.
SXM, your social and health insurance SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah, your social health insurances.
Minister Plenipotentiary Gracita Arundel, who was appointed as Minister Plenipotentiary of Sint Maarten on November 26, 2024, in her New Year's message, reflects on the work and accomplishments over the past year, adding that it marked a pivotal moment in shaping the future direction of the Cabinet. The year under review represents the beginning of a purposeful transformation. We have embarked from a traditionally low-profile operation toward a more dynamic, outward-looking, and results-driven cabinet, one that actively strengthens the bridge between Sint Maarten and The Hague. Our ambition is clear: to ensure that Sint Maarten's voice is present, influential, and engaged at all levels of kingdom decision-making. The often quoted phrase, "The devil lies in the details," has guided my approach. By paying close attention to substance, relationships, and execution, we seek not incremental change, but meaningful impact. It is through these deliberate efforts that institutions evolve and trust is built. I extend my sincere appreciation to the Director and staff of the Cabinet for their commitment during this period of transition. As we look toward 2026, we do so with clarity, purpose, and confidence. Together, we will continue to build a cabinet that is proactive, strategic, and firmly aligned with the long-term interests and aspirations of Sint Maarten, within the Kingdom of the Netherlands and beyond. Minister Plenipotentiary Gracita Arundel said. The Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, CHTA, this week announced its participation in the June 22, 2026 St. Maarten Annual Regional Trade Show, SMART. As with the 2025 edition, the Regional Tourism Federation will have a prominent presence at the trade show. This announcement was made today by the St. Maarten Hospitality and Trade Association, SHTA, on behalf of the Binational Organizing Committee, which includes the St. Maarten Tourism Bureau, STB, the Office du Tourisme, ODT, and the Club du Tourisme, CDT. The Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, CHTA, is the leading organization representing the interests of the Caribbean hospitality and tourism industry. It serves as a unifying voice for hotels, resorts, and tourism-related businesses across the region, promoting sustainable tourism growth. CHTA provides advocacy, professional development, and networking opportunities to help its members thrive in a competitive global market. It works closely with national hotel and tourism associations, governments, and international partners to address challenges such as marketing, safety, and environmental sustainability. Through research, training, and events, CHTA fosters innovation and collaboration within the Caribbean hospitality and tourism sector. Stanley Storkey John was sworn in on Tuesday as the 8th Governor-General of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, becoming the country's new head of state and representative of the British monarch. John, a respected lawyer and former politician, brings decades of legal and public service experience to the largely ceremonial but constitutionally significant role. His appointment places a seasoned legal mind at the heart of the nation's constitutional framework. Widely regarded as one of the country's most accomplished legal figures, John was appointed King's Counsel, KC, an honor previously conferred as Queen's Counsel, in February 2014. His legal credentials are rooted in a strong academic background, having earned a Bachelor of Laws degree with honors from University College London in 1976, before being admitted as a barrister at Gray's Inn the following year. John's public service record extends beyond the courtroom. He served as a senator from 1984 to 1989, and later represented constituents in Parliament from 1998 to 2001. He also led the St. Vincent Labour Party between 1992 and 1994, giving him first-hand experience in the country's political landscape. Over a 36-year legal career in the Eastern Caribbean from 1978 to 2014, John handled a wide range of complex cases, including constitutional and administrative law, defamation, insolvency, personal injury claims, and commercial disputes. His work also covered international banking and finance, as well as international trade and maritime law. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has had 7 governors-general since gaining independence in 1979. The first to hold the office was Sir Sidney Gunn Monroe.
Good day, St. Martin. We are Officers Richards and Rogers from the St. Martin Police Force, and today we are thrilled to announce a brand new initiative. We are thrilled to announce the start of a KPSM Youth Wing initiative geared towards the guidance of the troubled youth in our community.
It's the intention through this initiative to try and curb the crime among the youngsters on this island and try to help them from falling into that.
In addition to that, we are kindly asking of you, the people of the community, that if you see a troubled youth in your community, if you see them with something that does not belong to them or that they should not have, please reach out to us and let us try to help the youth before it is too late.
In the coming weeks and months, there will be arrest makes where youngsters will be arrested. Hence this initiative, and try to guide these youngsters from falling victims to this crime.
So before it has to reach that far, before we have to come and knock on your door, we are kindly asking the people of St. Martin to help us with this initiative before it is too late.
Help us help you.
Now for the weather forecast, today through Thursday morning. Fair to partly cloudy with brief showers possible. Surface winds, today through Thursday morning, light and variable, becoming calm at times. State of the sea, slight to moderate waves, swells 2 to 5 feet. Outlook through Friday morning, fair to partly cloudy with brief showers possible. And now your 3-day forecast.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXM, yeah. Your Insurances.
Prime Minister of Dominica, Roosevelt Skerritt press conference. I will speak now about our U.S.-Dominican relations. I wish to provide a brief update on ongoing discussions with the United States of America, particularly in light of the December 16th proclamation announcing partial visa restrictions. Dominica has been engaged in ongoing dialogue in the United States and matters of mutual interests, and an agreement has been reached, and one of the primary areas of collaboration.
I will speak now about our U.S.-Dominica relations. I wish to provide a brief update on ongoing discussions with the United States of America, particularly in light of the December 16 proclamation announcing partial visa restrictions. Dominica has been engaged in ongoing dialogue with the United States on matters of mutual interest, and an agreement has been reached on one of the primary areas of collaboration. The United States and the Commonwealth of Dominica has entered into an agreement to facilitate third country refugees to be sent to Dominica to mitigate scenarios where the United States cannot return these individuals to their state of birth or origin. In our discussions with the State Department, there have been careful deliberations of the need to avoid receiving violent individuals or individuals who will compromise the security of Dominica. This has been acknowledged and well received by the State Department. Given the importance of bilateral relations between the United States and the Commonwealth of Dominica, I, as Prime Minister and Head of Government, believe it is important to find key points of agreement and compromise between our countries. This engagement is based on our responsibility to safeguard the well-being of our people, particularly the access to lawful travel, education, employment, and family connections, while strengthening cooperation between our two governments. I believe this will further deepen our long-standing relationship and signal clearly that Dominica remains a willing and reliable partner of the United States in our region. Let us, as we start this new year, we must choose steady reflection, not heightened emotion. This is a time for clear thinking, not division. Our country has faced challenges before, and we have always met them with resilience, dignity, and a deep sense of responsibility to one another. Let us begin this new year by lowering the temperature of our national discourse, choosing calm over conflict, and remembering that we are strongest when we stand together. This new year must also renew our shared commitment to nation building, above and beyond political or personal differences. Political views may differ, but our love for country must remain greater than any division.
The U.S. has seized a Russian-flagged vessel in the North Atlantic linked to Venezuelan oil. It also said it had apprehended a second tanker in the Caribbean in the back-to-back boarding of two Ghost Fleet ships. The UK military supported the US operation to seize the tanker in the Atlantic, the Marinera, with air surveillance and a Navy ship, the Ministry of Defense has said. Moscow has said the tanker was only temporarily flagged to Russia, and that no state has the right to use force against vessels properly registered in other countries' jurisdictions. BBC News report.
These are the images from the US Coast Guard in hot pursuit of the Russian-flagged tanker in the North Atlantic, just before US Special Forces boarded and seized the vessel. And this the view from the tanker trying to evade capture, provided to a Russian state broadcaster. RT also later released stills of US Special Forces helicopters arriving to carry out the raid.
The vessel this morning was seized in the North Atlantic pursuant to a warrant issued by a U.S. federal court after being tracked. And this was a Venezuelan shadow fleet vessel that has transported sanctioned oil. And the United States of America, under this president, is not going to tolerate that.
And Britain was involved. In recent days, there had been a significant US military build-up at RAF bases in the UK, with the arrival of around a dozen aircraft. Today, the Ministry of Defence confirmed it helped the US with its own surveillance flights and a Royal Navy support ship. The US has been tracking this tanker, originally called Bella 1, for some time. It believed it had been illegally shipping Iranian oil. The tanker was docked in Iran last August. In November, it made the long voyage west towards Venezuela. In December, it reached the Caribbean, where the US Coast Guard first tried to board the vessel. The tanker then dramatically changed course. While being chased, it stopped transmitting its location. It also changed its name from Bella 1 to Marinera and re-registered as a Russian-flagged vessel. Its most recent position was here in the North Atlantic, between Iceland and the UK. This is where the US Coast Guard, working alongside US Special Forces, successfully boarded the tanker. Washington had ignored Moscow's request to leave their ship alone.
This is part of a maximum pressure campaign against Venezuela to control the flow of their oil. But it sends a strong signal to everyone involved in the use of shadow fleet shipping to distribute their fossil fuels illegally. And that's Venezuela, Iran, and Russia.
It's not the first time, and it won't be the last. Earlier today, US forces raided another tanker in the Caribbean. Proof that President Trump is prepared to use force, especially when it comes to protecting America's economic interests. Jonathan Beale, BBC News.
CBC News, Barbados. A heavy police presence was seen in the city today as officers combed many city streets and were stationed at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. This came following an early morning shooting, which left several people injured. CBC News filed this report.
Gunshots rang out in the wee hours of this morning, shattering the stillness of the city. And a trail of bloody footprints along one city street told a story of injury following a cruise. For several hours, Hing Street and surrounding areas were closed to the public as police conducted investigations. One woman who declined to speak on camera says she was waiting with her partner for the market to open about 3:30 a.m. when gunshots pierced the darkness. She says after the gunplay, she realized her vehicle received extensive damage to the bonnet, and as a result, the car could not be moved. She adds the incident caught her by surprise, and it is not something she would ever like to experience again.
We hear pats, 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 but none bullets. But I wasn't frightened because it was away from me then, so I wasn't frightened. Then we lay down there, so about 5 minutes after then, the police come. And I get up and went outside. Then I hear a fellow say, look, the car shoot up.
Police communications and the public affairs officer, Acting Inspector Ryan Brathwaite, confirmed that more than 5 people were injured in the incident.
We are appealing to anyone who may have been in the area at the time and witnessed this incident, or who have any information that may assist us. No information is too little. Whatever information you have, don't keep it for yourself. Please share that information with us. And you can contact the Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-8477, Police Emergency at 211, the Criminal Investigations Department at 430-7189 or 430-7190. Or if you know of any policeman that is your friend and you care to share that information with your police friend in order for that information to be relayed to the investigators, please feel free to do that.
And Acting Inspector Brathwaite has urged Barbadians to be their brother's keeper for this year.
Let's put God first in all that we do. Let's bring God into our home, into our schools, into our communities. Let's help those who are less vulnerable, who need help. And let's continue to keep our public spaces as safe as possible. And we can only do that by sharing that information with the relevant authorities so that we can keep Barbados a safe place. Let's make Barbados a safer and better place.
The roads were reopened to the public just after 3 p.m. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
This is our SXM Daily Newscast. Thank you for joining us.